Hey, hello everybody. Are we live, Chill?
We are live.
All right, send out the tweet. Good morning, or afternoon, or whatever the hell it is for you. This is episode 322 of the OotiniCast. Chill is sporting more facial hair than 2 weeks ago. It is becoming
Yes.
substantial.
It will well, it's probably also on its way out, so enjoy it while it lasts.
That's tragic.
Yeah, right.
Well, all right, maybe not. Tragic is exactly the right word, but I'm sure it will be missed by at least someone somewhere.
If so, I haven't heard about it.
Right, okay. All right. Let's let that go. Yeah, how are our various audio levels?
I think they're good. I even restarted my...
Hello.
even restarted the thing so that it wouldn't take over my mic.
So far, so good?
I think so. I'm going to double check it one more time.
All right. Testing. All right, that'll do. I'm using the fancy new Audacity, not that anyone would notice or care. And yeah, they haven't really changed much. The icons for the play controls are now material design, very flat and boring, which is material design, as they say. Yeah, so anyway. All right, I'm ready. You're both recording.
I am indeed.
All right, then let us go. I can't think of anything we're going to talk about beforehand, so let her rip.
All right, going in 5. Hi, and welcome to the OotiniCast. So, who talks first? You talk first? This is episode 322, being recorded on Thursday, November 30th, 2017. I'm your host, Chill, with our producer and co-host, Tio. Hi, Tio.
Hey, guys.
Do you remember where that quote was from?
From The Force Awakens, and I did
That's
think
right.
it was a somewhat awkward bit of dialogue, to be honest.
It was.
But yeah.
It was. Yeah, and I rewatched it, in fact, sort of prepping for the upcoming movie. So, but we do have a guest today as well, and it's Blay. Welcome back, Blay. How you doing?
Not bad, not bad. How are you guys?
Good. Unfortunately, I hear that one of your kitty cats is not under the weather.
Yeah, he's currently at the vet's. Well, he's got all kinds of tablets and medicine and all this kind of tests going on at the moment. So I'm hoping he'll come back tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, and he's Twitter famous, so
Yeah,
everyone wants him back.
That's true.
He's actually more famous than my real account. He's got more followers than me. How bad is that?
That is a little tragic, that's for sure.
I'm followed by my cat. But yeah, no, I'm hoping he'll have a good recovery and actually come back. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Absolutely. How about in game? What you been doing there?
Quite a bit, really. So, first of all, I wanted Darth Exit, or as I like to call him, last year's second place.
Mm-hmm. I like
So,
her, yeah.
Yeah, well, without giving too much away, the method of getting her was very similar to the method for getting last year's winner.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Coincidence, surely.
yeah, I won't go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But it's actually quite a funny little conversation you can have with her, especially if you go through all the options and select all the possible combinations.
Oh, cool.
So
Okay.
that was quite fun. But I did it the sort of the full on way. I did it with the PvP and the PvE
Well done.
method.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I feel sorry for the people who actually joined for the PvP. Yeah. What
You
can I
kicked
say?
their ass that convincingly?
Well, I was the winner in all 3 matches. I can say that.
You
I
were
can
the lucky
say-
penny,
Yeah, sorry to Snave, because he was in one of my matches.
which would be why you won, no doubt.
Well, let's just say I think Snave scored all of the goals in that particular head
Fair
ball.
enough.
So, yeah.
As long as you didn't score any own goals.
No, I think I managed to actually use my grappling hook to pull the person away that was chasing Snave at one point.
Nice.
So well done.
Yeah. That I think that was my entire contribution really to the entire match.
You're so modest.
No, I'm really, really terrible at PvP. I was a bit disappointed with the PvE and the fact that you had to do 3 dailies in order to get it. So with the PvP, all you had to do is 3 matches, but with the PvE, you had to do 3 dailies, so it wasn't quite equal. You could get the PvP one in minutes, whereas the PvE, you need multiple characters or 3 days.
Yeah,
So
that's why I did the PvP. That's why I did the PvP version as well.
Smart man. Smart.
Yeah. But apart from that, doing the normal ops, going both upside and inside, some slightly more successful than others, but still all pretty enjoyable. I also did the Flashpoint when it came out on Tuesday, was it? Yeah, Tuesday. It was Tuesday, wasn't it? Feels like longer. Yeah, on Tuesday I did the new Flashpoint when it came out. I won't give any story spoilers because that's not my style. But I think I tweeted quite extensively on my thoughts on it, which I can go into later if you want. But yeah, it was long. And apart from that, the only other thing then I've been doing is I've actually discovered that my sniper hasn't finished IOCATH. So I started my sniper. Just running them through it, just seeing if I could get it done. And then I can actually find out then who this traitor is, if there is in fact a traitor. Not that I know, because I haven't finished IOCATH, so how would I know?
Oh, right. Indeed.
Okay.
On that character.
How would my sniper know? You know,
Exactly.
Sounds good.
That's it, really.
All right, Tio, how about your week?
Well, nothing really to report. I have logged into the game a couple of times just to check out some things in the latest patch, 5.6, which we'll talk about shortly. Realise we haven't got tickets for The Last Jedi yet. Oops. Though finding a time where someone can look after the kids is going to be challenging, but I'm sure we'll work something out. And May, you may remember Maybe Buzz from the OotiniCast days. She just tweeted something. Apparently the co-title for the Han Solo movie is Red Cup.
Oh, yes, the working title, yeah.
Yeah. So, what the final title is, who knows, but Red Cup. Does anyone understand
Do you get the reference?
No.
I do.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, in the United States, there's a famous brand of like picnic throwaway cups called Solo.
Ah.
So if someone has a Solo cup, it's actually like if you've seen, this is not a Solo cup that I use on camera, but it's it's much bigger, but it's very similar in color and sort of general shape and also the shininess of it. So yeah, that's basically a Solo cup is like that, only more throwaway and smaller.
That would explain why I had no idea what it was referring to. Yep. Definitely don't have that here, or apparently in the UK. Oh well.
No. I had absolutely no idea.
Alright, yes. Nothing else to report, and hopefully I will get to see the movie before I hear any spoilers on the internets. Over to you, Chill.
All right. Well, first let's do a shout out to the chat room. Let's see. Hang on a second. I'm having a hard. There it is. We've got Anu here. Blaze here, of course. Dekion, Dredex, Fiona, Pen is here, and Trig PT. Hello, everyone. And let's see. So I did get the Darth Exig companion as well. Just did some PvP the other day on Chill Prime, which was my close-up, almost first-person character, and it was weird seeing him in like normal view. He looked very small, so but it was interesting to do. So Chill Solo, the no death, no companion character, died on Voss, so I have stopped leveling him. It was in one of those class fights where like there isn't any delay between like waves of bad guys, and of course I should have just vanished and out of the fight because that's what I could have done.
Oh, no.
But I was on the final guy, the gold star at the end of the fight, and I thought I could beat him down and ran out of cooldowns and died. Yeah, it was pretty sad. So completely my fault. Real shame, but you know, he went down swinging. So I started leveling a new character, and it's actually a sniper.
Did you delete him, by the way?
I haven't deleted him. I just finished up. Well, this is right at the end of Voss. That's like it's the last fight of Voss. So I just
Sure.
went back and beat up the guy who killed me, and went back to the ship and cried and logged off.
Your new
It was
character?
fun. Yeah, so made a new character. It's a sniper agent. She's called Chill Kate, and Kate is short for Caitlyn from League of Legends. So sort of a cosplay character in a way. There's not really a lot of gear in SWTOR that matches her from that game, so I just kind of got as close as I could. A lot of purple, basically.
Right. You never looked so good, Shell. Never looked
Yeah,
so
exactly. Right, yeah. So they both have, they both use a long rifle gun, and they both speak with an upper class British accent. So there's some definite, there's some definite matches there. So it works okay. Really, it's not so much about the cosplay. The idea is that I've always liked the gunslinger on my other side, on the Republic side, and she was even my main for a while when I was DPS in operations, if you remember, Tio. And then so I figured,
ago.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I'll do a sniper on the other side, kind of match them up, and maybe do some PvP along the way, that sort of thing. So enjoying leveling her up. Where did we get to? Pin was with me for part of the time. I think we finished Roman Kos, and I think that's about it. Yeah, we didn't get to Balmora or anything yet, but yeah, enjoy. It's nice seeing the story again, and she definitely is doing some good damage already, which is nice. And yeah, no special rules about leveling with her. I've even got the old leveling gear on and everything, so she's just cranking out the levels. It's going pretty quickly, even without double XP or anything like that. Just the XP bonus and the 50% XP on the 7-piece set, and you're good to go. So it goes plenty fast. Yeah, we tried a little PvP on her last night, and we kind of got pretty well owned, but snipers even at like end game have a little bit of trouble in PvP anyway, when they have the full kit. And I didn't even I'm missing a lot of pretty basic cooldowns and a lot of energy management and stuff like that. So it was pretty ugly, but still, when I was able to get like several shots off on someone without return fire or anything, doing pretty good damage. So it's going to be fun eventually. Even though snipers do tend to be target numero uno. All right, let's see. So normally we go to the tip of the week. We don't have any tips this week, so if you have any, please send them in. You'll get a chance to win a Tonfon or M83R droid pet code courtesy of BioWare, and an OotiniCast provided cartel market pack from the latest shipment. So if you have a tip, send it to OotiniCast@gmail.com before the next show. And that will bring us to the HoloFeed. Tio?
Alright, let's start with the obvious game update 5.6, which deployed just last Tuesday. We still have 5.6.1 to go in a little while, but for now, it's here, and it has brought us many things, including more content. Specifically the new Flashpoint on Capero, the chess world, and the traitor. Someone has found asylum on Capero, lead a covert strike to uncover his deadly plans. There is a launch trailer associated with it, quite short. Also shows off a bit of the new Galactic Starfighter map, the new 12v12 deathmatch, the one that's in orbit around Iakath. So, what else have we got? Now, it does have there is story in the new Flashpoint, as we've talked about previously. It does have a solo mode as well as veteran and master, so they did put all of that in there. So if you just want to play through the story yourself, you don't want to group up, obviously just do the solo mode with the Jesus droid.
Play has a gigantic tail in front of his face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cat ass.
Yeah.
Right.
The other cat is still quite here and quite active.
Indeed. What else we got? Alright, we've got the third boss for Gods from the Machine, the operation that will probably be introduced over a year and a half at this rate, and that is Nahut, the son of Shadow. A master of stealth combat. in a super weapon capable of galactic destruction. Now, is that like destroying a galaxy or just destruction in the galaxy? Anyway, we've already talked about, we'll talk more about the activities window shortly, but one of the other key things is the Master's Datacron. I believe we did reference this last week when they told us about it. It's available for 2,000 cartel coins on the market. It will allow you to take any existing character, including level 1 that you've just created, to level 70. And the Datacron will also include a full set of level 70 gear, so you can jump right into the action. So, yep, there you go, guys. And Insta-60, just 2,000 cartel coins. Insta-70.
Or 70 now, yeah.
Yes.
And the boost doesn't advance any story progress, which I suppose has pluses and negatives. I mean, the old version where you would just start off a character, at 60 or 65,
Yeah.
you couldn't go back and do like the old class story. So this way you could, but on the other hand, if you're looking to have, if you're looking... the tail's back. if you're actually looking to have like if you're actually looking to have like the chapter 9 ability to go get companions and all that stuff, then you just got to go through the chapters, I guess.
Yeah true. Or you could just jump straight into the Codfee stuff.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean though that you can just do your entire basic normal story only with a level 70 character.
Mm-hmm.
Scale down. Let's
Scale
remember
down,
that.
but you've still got all the abilities. You've still got your full rotation, your cooldown.
There is all of that. That's so true.
Yeah. How
It wouldn't be
easy
much
is
of a
that going
challenge.
to be?
It's easy enough anyway. But, yeah. Alright. Okay, what else we got? Now, let's talk about the activities window. So this used to be the group finder. It's actually, they've integrated a whole lot of features all in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for each PvE group activity, and they cover pretty much all of them, there's now a repeatable reward when queuing for all available content. Note the all available content. That means you have to tick all the boxes, otherwise a reward is disabled. If you've ever played World of Warcraft, all of this stuff is very familiar, because they've pretty much lifted a lot of the features they added later in that game's life.
Mm-hmm.
Including this role in need. That's role, R-O-L-E, role as in tank, healer, or DPS. Certain group enforced content, such as veteran and master mode flashpoints, as well as operations, of course, will now give bonuses to roles in need. And it's supposed to provide an extra incentive. And I noticed that when I was looking before for veteran flashpoints, the role in need was a tank. The role is a tank. And the reward was just over 5k credits and 525 command points. Not bad,
Okay.
just a little bonus just to encourage tanks to queue up if they're not already. What else we got?
Is that flexible? Is like if the need is greater, will the reward go up?
That's a good point. They didn't mention that, but it would be interesting. Sort of, is that surge pricing, you would say?
Yeah,
Economics in
exactly.
action?
Right.
I did hear a rumour that the role in need earlier on Darth Malgus was a DPS. I don't know if that was true or not, but if that was true, that's amazing.
That
How
can
often
happen.
do you actually, how often would you actually think, oh yeah, there's not enough DPS queuing? Like, what?
I have seen that
Seriously?
before in other games. It can happen. And in case you were curious, lots of people queue up on our new mega servers, especially now, and as particular roles. And sometimes there'll be a tank and a healer, but no DPS. Well, that's the least likely scenario, as Blaine was just saying, but usually you're short on tanks or occasionally healers. Now, I'm curious, if there's only DPS queue, does that mean there are 2 roles in need, as in healers and tanks? Probably not. Who knows how they would resolve that algorithmically, but I'm sure they have. But anyway, that is a nice addition. So if you are trying to queue as a DPS, you're not getting a pop, you can see tank, you can always switch your discipline, or you can switch to another character and play tank if you so desire, if you want to pop instantly. What else? Daily rewards. Each PvE group activity, significant bonus to XP credits, CXP, and unassembled components, which are now more valuable than ever, sort of. But again, you must queue for all available content. Now, they've also added this very cool solo window in which lists all heroics, daily areas, and events when there is one, and flashpoints in solo mode. So you can just go to this window. These are just different tabs in the activities window, and yeah, just pick whatever you want and just go straight there. And there is a reward for it too. So a daily
that's
reward.
cool.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I can see where they had to rename it from Group Finder to Activities if they're going to
Yep.
put a solo mode in it.
We did wonder about that for a group of one. That's not a group. Yes, so activities. Very cool. And there's a lockouts window, similar to what was there previously, but it's now integrated in its own tab, and they have little icons for which mode of a given operation and boss you have actually done, as in story, veteran, or master. You have the individual lockouts highlighted. So
Pretty
it's
cool.
all pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
actually,
very
I like
nice.
the new lockout version because before, I don't know, I always found it slightly harder to find. Plus the fact that it was listed in such a weird way. You get the story mode, then you get the hard mode, so you have to scroll down forever in order to try and find, figure out
right.
lockouts and
Yep.
everything. Whereas
Yep.
at least with this one now, you just get the boss once, and you just
Right.
get all three icons, so you can see which mode
Yeah.
you're locked on quite quickly and easily.
A far better representation of visual information. I'm sure you would concur, sir.
I indeed.
Now, under the PvP tab, you can queue for Warzones or GSF simultaneously. So you can just enter both queues, as I did in this screenshot I took.
Makes sense. I mean,
well.
it's entirely PvP, so...
Yeah. Now, under Warzones, you can either queue for ranked or unranked, not both. The interface does not allow it. At least I couldn't work out how to do it. What else? And daily rewards. Now, at the bottom of the window, the activities window, you will see the command bonus and which particular area it affects. And today, when I was having a look, it was war zones. So obviously you get a higher bonus, command XP, etc. for doing war zones. And that will change daily, I believe. So yeah, it's a very nice improvement.
Yeah, very nice.
Alright, what else?
The thing that's missing, because this is effectively taken over Group Finder and to a degree the Galactic
Galactic
Command window.
interface. Yep. They've been
So-
removed from the game. Yep.
Yeah, the thing that I couldn't quite see where it's gone now is who's won the current. Is it Dark Side or Light Side? I don't know where
Yep.
that's gone.
I did see that, it was just elsewhere. Where was it?
Because it
Yeah,
used to be
no,
it used to be in the Galactic Command window, didn't it?
Right. No, it's still there. It's just not in that window.
Ah, okay.
What else? Eternal Championship is also under solo activities, and that will populate based on your character's level.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder if you can you just automatically go there now? Just if you
We'll
click on
see.
that, will it just let you travel?
Give it a try. Report
Hmm.
back. Now, there was a post just recently in which Eric Musker was quite proud of his use of the word tripled, because what they're going to do is triple the amount of CXP you get for doing daily missions. Now, they had intended to do that, but apparently they didn't quite make it. So, planetary heroic missions and daily area missions are going to have the CXP rewards tripled to 225 CXP at the moment. At the moment, it's only 75. That will be in game update 5.6.1.
Cool. I also say that I didn't notice it last night. I'll have to watch for it. But one of the minor notes for the patch notes was characters across the galaxy now have an appropriate amount of sparkle in their eyes. This is referring, I'm almost sure, to like how glassy they are. They reflect light sources.
Anime-like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, even it becomes very it looked very glassy for a lot of characters, and it was a little on the disturbing. It was a little sort of uncanny valley, It was like, are these eyes or are these glass orbs in these people's faces?
Holes into their empty souls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I will have to look now that I know that it's been improved. I'll have to check it out and see if I can see an improvement and a difference, because Yeah, it was one of those, like, it was kind of a minor thing, but because it sort of affects the uncanny valley, uh, it did kind of drive you out of the story a bit once you noticed it. So I'm looking forward to that being back to normal, because it's been appropriate basically throughout the whole game. So
Yeah. Well, check it out next time you're in game. In case you're curious about the uncanny valley, that is referring to when a game, in our particular case here, is very close to realistic, but not quite realistic enough. See, if it's if it's cartoony, then it's all fine. Your brain realizes it's all cartoony. But if it's nearly real, nearly photorealistic, if they don't quite get it right, it just looks weird. So yes.
Yeah, I accidentally started a whole thing on Twitter the other day, tweeting how it's good that they actually fixed the too much sparkle, because when there's too much sparkle in a daddy's eye, that's how you get twins. And yeah, it really went into a strange kind of whole conversation about babies and in the game and how we got fixed the sparkle. So I'm glad they fixed it.
yeah,
Now, they have removed some daily missions, by the way, like the daily mission to send you to the specific areas, as part of integrating it all into the interface. That's a bit unfortunate. Yeah. And also in Game Update 5.6.1, so... Now, regarding that tripling of CXP, that's for both planetary heroics and daily area missions. That is their intention. They want people to be able to get they want that to be a rich source of CXP, because even though they have been group focused, there are a lot of solo players out there. And if I do ever manage to sneak into the game, I'm almost certainly going to be doing stuff solo. So I will be looking forward to that. Update 5.6.1. Now, also, due to a separate change they made, each planetary heroic mission will now also gain the bonus from the planetary heroic highlight. Previously, this only affected the mission that you gained through Galactic Command, but now since it's all integrated, they were able to do that. Very cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Various rewards have been increased generally, except not for the dailies, which was unintended and will be fixed. They fixed various issues relating to searching in the cartel market. Have you had any trouble doing that?
Nope, none.
Yeah, okay. Now there's the cartel market, not the GTN. Defeating Nahut has been added from the machine objectives for conquests. To the gods from the machine objective for conquest. There's a new option in the preferences window under user interface cartel market called Use Pack Viewer. It's on by default, so you've been opted in, and if you turn it off, when a cartel pack is open, the items will be placed directly in your stash without that pack viewer animation. So if that's annoying you, you can now get around it.
I can't imagine how much less fun it would be to open a pack if it just gets dumped into your stash and there's no animation. It's like, who would do this? What animal would turn that animation off and just dump everything from a pack right into their stash? What gold seller with no heart would actually do that? I have no idea.
Okay.
The big whales who like to buy, the sort of massive packs with.
Yeah, exactly. And even then, you think you should still enjoy the moment and just and let it unfold. It's a very brief animation. It does not take long to do.
I'll say I might turn it off just to try it. You never know, Chill. It might be like that thing where you once thought, yeah, who needs that? Who needs the ability to be able to summon them while they're still moving, and who needs the ability to be able to summon a companion while they're still moving? And then as soon as you get it, you never go back.
We'll see.
Did you want to mention the Final Fantasy 14 thing, Blay?
Yeah. So basically, the trick of sort of a roll and saying we need more
Incentive.
tanks and everything. Yeah, that's used in Final Fantasy as well. And I quite like it. Although it's never been enough to tempt me to stop queuing on my on my black mage and go on to my warrior instead.
Right.
It's always still been, oh, I will just wait for these people. Um, but it is quite a good idea, and I know that some people do really use it. The one thing that they have brought in, which I'm sort of still on the fence about, really, and I'm not too sure if I like it or not, is that basically in order to get for the master modes, they've brought in the 2 new flashpoints into the
Yep.
list, so they've got to be selected as well. But of course, you can't do them unless you got
right.
242 gear.
Yeah, okay.
So if you haven't got 242 gear, it means that you can't get the daily reward for master modes anymore.
That has got unintended consequence written all over it, and what they really should do is just grey out the options where you don't have the gear and let you select everything else. So they shouldn't even be, that doesn't make any sense at all. So I reckon they will fix that. Have you seen that mentioned on the forums? Or maybe you should /bug it or something, because you're right.
Yeah, I haven't seen any mention of it at all, but
Okay.
I just don't like it as a kind of thing, because it
No.
basically means, yes, you can do master modes, but really, if you want the daily
Yeah, they
reward,
can't have
you've
intended
got to
that.
be in tier 3 gear. So, yeah. Not a fan of it.
Alright, now, under classes and combat, there are all kinds of changes to the various, a subset of the disciplines among the various advanced classes, but there is a post they made recently. One more known issue for Game Update 5.6. A handful of disciplines are currently performing better than they should be due to a number of unintended passive benefits that were applied. There is no in-game indication on your character whether or not it's applying to you, but it's a bug related to some set bonuses apparently, and will be addressed in a future update. Enjoy it while you can, but if you notice you are healing for doing more damage than usual, that is the explanation. Of course, you could have attributed it to the class changes, and since they're not saying who's affected, you really can't tell the effect. So just, even though things may be looking up, that may be because of a bug and they're going to take it away again, so just be aware of that. Oh boy, that's kind of awkward. We won't go through the class changes in detail. There's lots of minor things, mostly nerfs, it looks like. And maybe some damage reduction stuff as well. So, anything you want to call out? Wow, they really did touch everything, didn't they?
Yeah,
It seems that way.
they went for a mad spattergun attack on pretty much almost everything, except my
Yeah.
Sork healer. My Sork healer
Oh.
seriously needs some love.
Right. Yeah, mainly it looks like protection stuff, as in survivability.
Yeah.
Just looking at a quick look through it. Alright, what else? What's next? Flashpoints, Operations Uprising. CXP from Hammer Station has been reduced in all difficulties. Oh dear. So it must have been a little... To bring it in line with Flashpoints, how much time you require to do the flashpoint. I guess it was over-rewarding for the time required.
Huh.
The unassembled components earning for killing operation bosses has been increased, as they said would happen.
Okay.
Now, they've made a few changes to Galactic Starfighter, nothing like that massive array of changes they made a while ago. But one of those changes was to EMP missiles. Yeah, though it's apparently bugged. So the intended way it's supposed to work is that the primary target for your EMP missile is supposed to take 100% of the damage. Then players within the area of effect sphere of the missile are supposed to take 50%, and non-player enemies are supposed to take 100%. But at the moment, according to players at least, everyone is taking 50%. So at least playerships, including the primary target, not intended, and that will be fixed in game update 5.6.1. Now, when adding an augment slot to an item, this is under items and economy, the augment kit drop-down box will now sort by whichever kit the player has the highest quantity of. Interesting way of doing it. I haven't played with this myself. Once you put the augment kits on your character, you sort of forget about them. Why they sort of by highest quantity, just in case you've got some spare ones? Don't know. Now, command boosts that drop from command crates no longer have a restriction on what command ranks they apply to. Remember, they're for the different tiers or whatever. And someone asked, what about the stash of some guys got the ones that are only affected command ranks 1 to 179, and they are left unchanged. Is any command boost you get from now on from command crates will no longer affect or be tied to a particular tier or command rank range, command level range.
Yeah, I only tend to get those boosts when I'm on sort of command rank 170 plus. That's when I seem to get them. Before then, I don't seem to get them. I don't know if that's just my general RNG, but it's really quite annoying when it's like, yeah, I got the boost. Oh, wait a minute, it's only going to work for the next 3 levels.
Right, so at least, okay, so that is fixed. A few other random things. Items linked in chat now show their rarity alongside their name. I guess this is if you're trying to sell something and you got the name slightly wrong in your memory, you think, oh wow, that's really, really super platinum rare. I'm going to give you all of these credits, and you buy it and it turns out to be just common. And you'd be really annoyed now this way when they link it to you, you can actually see what it is. That's not a bad idea, I guess. Decos have been added to the mission reward for solo mode flashpoints. Woohoo! For the solo players out there, including myself. If I ever played. 2 tiers new augments have been added to the game. Item rating 230 artifact, purples, and item rating 236. Now the 230 artifact quality drop inside Capero, and the 236 a legendary quality. They're crafted, and you can learn the schematics from the respective crew skill trainers, no doubt requiring mats which are hard to get your hands on. Now we've already been told about the improved disintegration. When you disintegrate items in your stash, you no longer get CXP. Instead, you get unassembled components, which you can use for gear upgrades. And Blay, I know you said you apparently quite like this change.
Yeah, I do really like it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was exactly that. Whatever you disintegrated, you're going to gain CXP, but it's not. You only get the unassembled components. But it's not. You only get the unassembled components on items which have got stats. Anything else that you disintegrate, you get CXP.
Right, okay.
And I do really like it that way, because it does make a lot more sense.
Okay, cool. What else? Now, speaking of unassembled components, as we talked about last week, all the prices have effectively been doubled, and the rate you gain them has been doubled. And the piece that was missing from the messaging about this previously, yes, the number of unassembled components you actually have on your characters have also been doubled. So, has 0 effect. So they did think that one through. Should have given them more credit. Or they had forgotten, and anyway, it's all good. So, twice as, everything costs twice as much, you earn them twice as fast, and any you had has been doubled. So, all good. Oh, and if you're looking for a number of unassembled components no longer in your currency tab, they are an item in your inventory, stacking up to 9,999. So, yeah, no problem there, unless you really earn a lot of them. I'm not even sure that's possible. If you can prove us wrong, go for it. You might have to have a second stack at that point. Oh no. The Legacy Bank and depositing and withdrawing credits gave it a quick go. Very, very simple. If you bring up your Legacy Bank, regardless of what tab you're on, there's now a deposit and withdraw button and a credit balance. And you click deposit, you can deposit as many credits as you have up to the number on your character. And yes, I did test to see whether you could go over. And withdrawal, you just pick however number you want and you suck it onto that current character. Fantastic. Fantastic. Never been an easier way to purchase stuff. Now, I was vaguely curious whether if you zeroed out the credits on your character and went to buy something, would it draw the credits from your Legacy Bank? I can almost guarantee it won't, but someone feel free to tell me if that's not the case. Given the whole escrow thing for free-to-play and preferred, I suspect they definitely don't want to make that happen. So, and I don't know what happens with preferred and the Legacy Bank. I assume it's like becomes another escrow that you just can't withdraw any number of credits onto that character beyond the threshold or something, or it's disabled. Again, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think Penn the other night was saying something about he was having issues with it or something like that, but exact nature I was not able to determine.
All right. Now, just a few known issues that came with Game Update 5.6. If you disintegrate numerous items in your command stash, and then you do it again without closing the interface, the bar which displays how far you progress will display the incorrect value. You're still getting the proper CXP, but the display is just wrong. So it's just a GUI, graphical user interface issue. It's under the covers. It's all working just fine. To get around it, just close the window and open it again. Number will be correct. This one's nasty if you do queue at drive yards. If you do not press spacebar or escape while you're in the cutscene, which transitions you across the ships, the second cutscene in the flashpoint, it's likely your entire group will be transported back to the first ship and you'll be unable to progress. Oh dear. And if you end up in this bug state, you'll need to completely quit the queue and queue again and pretty much lose any progress. Oh dear.
It does make you wonder how that kind of bug gets into the system, because you think that would be fairly stable.
Now, they've removed the ability to queue for it, and just so you don't accidentally end up in this place, but you still can choose to get it. You can still get it randomly. Okay, so let me say that again. They've removed the ability to queue for it specifically, but you can still get it randomly. Oh well, so if that happens, yeah, not good. Now, if you had unassembled components prior to 5.6, the currency tab will show you have 0. So and this is, a lot of people got annoyed by this, but remember, it is no longer in your currency tab, it is an item in your inventory. They should have removed it completely from your currency tab, but they didn't. It was just a bug. Looks like only affecting, and it will actually be removed in the future. Oh, and if your inventory was full, check your mailbox. So it just overflowed and will be mailed to you. You have not lost them. There doesn't appear to be any circumstance in which they would be lost. Oh, and there's a bit of an exploit in the game, which apparently is still extant. As always with exploits, we strongly recommend... No, sorry. I fixed it. I did read that. There is an exploit in the game, or there was. It has been fixed with a server-side change, meaning that you can no longer use it. Some people did. Basically, it allowed you to buy companion gifts for free and then sell them back to the vendor for credits.
Yeah. Okay.
Oops. Yes, I believe we talked about free lunches previously, and this one was indeed free. But if you really ate too much, then they're going to do something nasty to you or something. It's not, and so purchasing the cheap companion gifts is 100% fine. It was purchasing the free ones that was a problem, and specifically selling them back. Though I guess if you grabbed a whole bunch of gifts for nothing, that would be an exploit, even if you didn't get credits from them, because they're still companion gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe just stay away from the free ones. Yeah, it was too good to be true. Character transfers. They're back! So they did go live with Game Update 5.6.1, and the special, they are currently 90 cartel coins if you're transferring within the US or within the EU. If you're transferring between EU and US, it will cost 150 cartel coins, and that special will continue until Game Update 5.6.1, which is coming on 12 December. So you'll still have a couple of weeks to take advantage of that. They said the new price will be 1,000. That is the new price, 1,000 cartel coins within and between regions. Sounds like they're dropping that inter-region difference for whatever reason. I don't think they ever explained why there was that difference in the first place, but anyway, it's going away now. And a bit of unfortunate news, they were planning a double event, double XP, double CXP, double everything. Supposed to start with 5.6, but it didn't quite work out. So that didn't happen. So what they're going to do instead is run it with Game Update 5.6.1. And as an added bonus, we'll run it from the 12th of December all the way through to the 1st of January.
Wow.
So a bit more than 2 weeks. So that's great. And over the Christmas break, if you have any much of a Christmas break.
Yeah, that's good for me, because I've actually got pretty much 2 weeks off around Christmas, so
Right.
I'm actually getting a couple of my characters up to 300.
Yep. Excellent. Taking a week off over Christmas, so oh, who am I kidding? Well, you never know. I've got to study as well as other things. Anyway, the Rackul event also did not go live as intended, and they're hoping that will also go on 12 December with Game Update 5.6.1.
Because nothing says Christmas like disease.
Right. Now, very nice. And Darth Hexed, the Alliance alert to get him naturally rather than just getting him straight away, as you have the option to do if you did get him from the event. You have to complete Chapter 9 of Kotet to enable Alliance alerts for that to work at all. So if you've got a lower level character or just haven't done that content, you can either just get him straight away or wait until you get there to get him naturally via the Alliance alert.
Yeah. It's actually a she. It's she, and she has a lot of good lines.
Sorry.
So I definitely, if you have the ability to get her, then definitely, definitely bring her out and click on her, see what she says, send her on a mission or two, have her heal you, that sort of thing. She has some very good lines.
Yeah, quite embarrassingly though, when I went and got her, I had my Archon with me, and there's a couple of lines that she says when you originally get her, which are quite anti sort of Archon, without saying exactly what they are. But it's quite embarrassing when you're like, yeah, he's standing next to me. Do you really want to be saying that? No, he's just there. So it was just quite funny.
Well, that's it for SWTOR news. Anything else you want to bring up about Star Wars The Old Republic before we move on to more general news?
We must be coming up to the 6-year anniversary soon. That's within the next couple of weeks.
It would be. Oh, I guess I should mention OotiniCast, given that we started a bit before the game started. Yeah, we sort of cruised by our 60-year anniversary, and no, we're not doing anything special for it. Though, we do have a couple of prizes that a listener provided to us. So, Chill, would you mind doing another, if you can dream one up, a trivia question? And we'll give away a couple of prizes.
I'll work on that, sure.
Yeah. Just a couple of codes that a listener, Ben, is providing from Star Wars Battlefront 2 for listeners. So if you're already playing Battlefront 2, you've probably already got the codes. But yeah, so we'll probably try and do that next week, Chill. Next show, if possible.
Yeah, I'll work on that. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, in more general news... Firstly, Star Wars Secrets of the Empire. Just a brief mention of this. You may be lucky enough to have one of these turn up. It's that virtual reality experience where you put on the VR helmets and gloves, and it's in a large room. So rather than just sort of running on the spot or pretending to move, you're actually physically moving through a space. It looks incredible. There's a YouTube video describing it, and it's just amazing. So, Secrets of the Empire, if you are lucky enough to have one, I believe they mentioned there's 2 or 3 around the place. Oh, sorry, they're at Disney. Of course they're at Disney. Disney Springs at Walt Disney World in Florida, which we did go to a couple of times when we were there. And that's on December 16, and January 5th it'll be on the West Coast at Disneyland. At
cool.
Downtown Disney. If you're not familiar with the whole Disney experience, which I sure as hell wasn't, there are the main parks, which are completely separate areas, and then there's a kind of shopping area, which is also Disney, and which no actual parks there, but lots and lots and lots of shops, and all the swag you can get from the actual parks is also sold there. Plenty of opportunity to spend your money. Oh, is there ever? Apparently costs $30 for the VR experience. And if I ever go to Disney again, I will absolutely do that because it looks absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the best way to do VR, at least until we have neural implants. Being trapped to a helmet with a cable or something is just not good.
Well, I've always said I'm not buying one of those 3D TVs until you can get them where you don't have to wear the glasses.
Yes. Yeah. as in a hollow vision, a true hollow vision, where it's just there and projected. Yeah, I actually agree. Never did get a 3D TV, and they appear to have just sort of faded into the background. Alright, next, let's just talk briefly about that new trilogy, which people were thinking may be Kotet-based, Knights of the Old Republic-based, or at least set in the Old Republic or something. Well, we don't know much else, but there is a direct quote from its director, Rian Johnson, who also directed The Last Jedi, which we will soon see in just a couple of weeks or more. And he did, this is a direct quote. Well, what did they say? They were asking him about it, and he said, well, we're going to have to see. I mean, I'm just in the very beginning of starting to come up with what the new trilogy is going to be. But I can tell you this, what makes me so excited about it is the idea of doing a new story on the big canvas of 3 movies in this world. There's just so much potential, and I can't wait to jump in. There is nothing there that actually ties it to the current era at all. That could easily be an Old Republic movie or set of movies.
Mm-hmm.
It probably won't be, but it could be. He has certainly not ruled it out. So,
right. I mean, it could even be pre-SWTOR times, and it could be, very start of the Jedi, and when they were first figuring out about the Force, it could be that period of time too. It could be anything.
Of course, the big advantage of the Old Republic, as noted previously, is lots of Sith, lots of Jedi, lots of lightsabers. So
yes,
it's all win, really.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone remembers the Deceived trailer and the ship opening up, and all of a sudden you see 30 red lightsabers in the dark in there, and everyone's jaw dropping.
I think it's. I'm quite excited about it, but I also thought it was quite a ballsy move to get the director of a film that hasn't come out yet, and to instantly jump into and choose 3 more.
Clearly, they were very, very, very happy with how The Last Jedi turned out. So obviously, it hasn't been tested at the box office yet, but chances are it's going to do pretty bloody well.
Yeah. Apparently, it's already set to crack 200 million the first weekend. So,
now, speaking of Star Wars not so successful properties, let's talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. We've already talked about the whole loot box thing and how that turned out so badly. Apparently, made a big dent on week 2 sales of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and Electronic Arts has been well and truly punished. They talk about how much value has been wiped off. $3.1 billion of shareholder value, 8.5%. Obviously, it was worth a lot of money. Now, sometimes when this happens, they say, "Oh no, it's dropped," but then the whole stock market is down for whatever reason. In this particular case, not so much. The stock market's doing just fine, as are other gaming companies. It is just EA is just sinking. Yeah, not good. Now, just if you remember from the last earnings call, they made a big deal about their monetization strategy, microtransaction based, keep people playing and paying longer. This appears to be backfiring really, really badly. Now, it remains to be seen whether people are just going to overlook this. The big mistake EA appears to have made with Battlefront 2 is selling, well, pay to win, essentially. It wasn't just cosmetic stuff. And the question was actually asked, so why didn't you have a whole bunch of cosmetic stuff? People love buying loot boxes, gambling boxes with cosmetics. And they said, the one thing we're very focused on, and they are extremely focused on, is not violating the canon of Star Wars. And this is from EA's CFO. It is an amazing brand that's been built over many, many years. And so if you did a bunch of cosmetic things, you might start to violate the canon, right? Darth Vader in white probably doesn't make sense versus in black. Not to mention you probably don't want Darth Vader in pink. Did we see a pink Darth Vader at when we were at Star Wars Celebration?
There was a cosplay of
Yeah. Anyway,
it was fun.
It was fun, but you wouldn't want a lot of those running around. No offense to pink, but I don't think that's right in the canon, so that there might be things that we can do occasionally, that we can do cosmetically, and we're working with Lucasfilm on that, but coming into it, it wasn't as easy as if we were building a game around our own IP where it didn't matter. It matters in Star Wars because Star Wars fans want realism. But Star Wars fans may also want to tailor things, a different coloured lightsaber, things like that. You'd almost think that they hadn't realised they have another Star Wars game with all kinds of cosmetics for player characters that has been around for nearly 6 years now. And it's been testing these ideas all along. So, and yes, I assume you can dress your Jedi in pink. There are various pink dyes, and so your Sith warrior. Anyway, so knock yourself out, at least in SWOTOR. Yeah, so that's a really, really weak reason for selling power. And selling power is bad enough, but putting it in gambling boxes, so you've only got a chance of getting something good, meaning you have to buy X number of boxes to actually get anything useful. Yeah, that's just not good.
Right. Yeah, and the other issue was just in the fact that the progression, if you are going, free to play, if you're just free to play, but you've paid $60 or so for the box. But anyway, but if you're
That's
just
true.
trying to progress by actually playing the game, then the progression is very, very slow. So yeah.
Yeah, I just don't agree with the entire idea that by allowing customization, you can't control what they can actually customize. Surely you can do that. You just don't put content in there that allows them to do customizations that wouldn't be canon.
I suspect the obvious reason here is that they knew that players would definitely pay for power as opposed to maybe paying for cosmetic. And so it's just more or less a guaranteed sale. Because if that was a way to get ahead, if you had more money than time, or just any kind of money really, you would keep buying the gambling boxes and get lots and lots of stuff. Now, in 4 weeks' time, on the December 28th OotiniCast, we're going to have Dr. SWOTOR on, who's going to be talking about the loot box thing from a psychological point of view.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking forward to that.
That will be interesting. But anyway, shorter term, in terms of what EA is doing, this could hurt them badly because they're going to get spanked unless players move on and find something else shiny to complain about. But it does seem that gaming generally, and even governments now talking about getting involved, regulating it, or at least getting the gaming companies to self-regulate or something, and if they don't, it will get regulated in the EU, the European Union. Who knows what they'll do, because they do love enforcing rules, whereas in the US they typically don't. But
It'd be fine. Wouldn't affect
not
me.
good.
Not in 2 years.
Yeah. Anyway, well, as one article says, Wall Street is freaking out as EA caves again to social media outrage. So I guess what Wall Street would have liked to have happened for the shareholders is just stay the course. It'll be right. People forget. Well, maybe.
Yeah, sometimes they do,
Maybe.
but this was a
big
pretty big outcry, yeah.
When you've got articles on NPR actually explaining the controversy to normal people, it's like, oh
Right.
boy. Yeah, that's pretty mainstream.
Yeah.
All right.
In Japan, don't you have to, if you're going any kind of form of gambling, don't you have to publish the chances of it?
Is it Japan, is it? I know.
I think it is.
I don't think we have that here. I'm just thinking casinos. Do they have to publish the odds on the machines? Not sure. We got all kinds of crazy restrictions about that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Japan.
I'd just be interested if they had to do that for this for Battlefront in Japan. Actually say what the chances are of getting each of the items from the loot boxes.
Which, assuming they're the same, would translate to the rest of the world too. Fascinating, Blade. If you find that out, let us know.
Will do.
Now, just quick mention about Lord of the Rings. Remember, Amazon bought it for $250 million the rights to actually make something TV related, maybe Silmarillion prequel, who knows, whatever. And we were wondering, how the hell did this happen? Apparently, Christopher Tolkien, who's J.R.R. Tolkien's son, has resigned as the director, and he would basically let someone make Silmarillion content over his dead body, and bitterly regrets selling the rights, which is why we got the Peter Jackson movies. So it seems he's not in charge anymore. He's still the literary executor in terms of looking after published content, work, written stuff. But as far as movies or whatever, it's not his say anymore. So yes.
Right. Well, he was 93, so he hung on a good long time. And
Damn right.
he's still alive, but he was finally, I guess, forced to retire from his age and health, I assume. They didn't actually say that, but I mean, I guess I'm just sort of presuming that. But wow, 93. Yeah. So, goodness.
Yes. Oh, finally a bit of Star Wars news. If you watch the latest Last Jedi TV spot, Chewie does something very, very mean to a Porg. It's just wrong. So just watch
Okay.
that TV spot. He just sort of... Well, remember there's in the trailer, he's on the console of the Millennium Falcon. He just smacks him. Just smacks him. Or it, the Porg. It's just, oh, it's terrible.
It could
Anyway.
be worse. They're known for ripping things' arms off. So, yeah.
Ah, that's true. But they're droids, and they don't count, because they're our slaves. Anyway, that's the news.
Okay. All right, then. Let's see. That'll bring us to the Force Feedback, where we read out your tweets and emails. And in response to our tweet about character transfers returning, let's see. Well, we've already gone over that information, but once you tweeted it out, then Farseer tweeted back, oh, that's great news. I have 4 characters I want to move from Starforge to the Satil Shan server. Been waiting for the price to drop. 90 times 4 equals 360 cc's. Woot! I have 20 there now, so 24 won't be a problem. Leaves me 6 more spaces after that, I think. Wow. And Cole Bennett writes, how is the Utini Knights and Rage in terms of roster space? Since we're on the same coast, I may be able to move on over now.
Well, we do have room, according to our generals, our guild leaders, that's Decion and Fiona. There's at least 700 in both Knights and Rage, so there is space, given the limit of 1,000 characters per guild. So yeah, plenty of room. Apparently we're doing strong with the mergers. I noticed there has been a renewed interest in SWOTOR, just looking at our proxy for interest, which is Google search results on SWOTOR. It's actually doing pretty well at the moment, better than it has for a while and for the past year. So
oh, good.
The merger has brought people back, and there was general interest in it, so it's not too shabby at all.
All right. And Johnny, born to eat bacon, tweeted, I know Tio doesn't do Turkey Day, but this actually made me chuckle. I had to share. Happy holidays, my friends. And Depressed Darth, he sent a Depressed Darth tweet. If you're on Twitter and you are a Star Wars fan, you've probably run across this Twitter account. Trooper, sir, how many turkeys should we get for the Death Star Thanksgiving celebration? Emperor, Order 66. There we go.
That did make me laugh. And yes, yeah, we don't obviously celebrate Thanksgiving outside the US, or at least not on that day, so that was still very appropriate, mate. Very appropriate.
Do you have a harvest festival of some sort?
Nope, nothing like that.
Too close to the equator? Not enough in the way of...
So. Well, we don't really have seasons, per se.
Yeah, and exactly, not enough in the way of seasons. Do you have, like, a time of year when more of the the crops are brought in, essentially?
No.
It just sort of happens when it
food
happens.
all year round. There's always something in season. It's just the way it is.
It's Thanksgiving every day in Australia.
There you go.
It's like asking if there's a Mother's Day and a Father's Day, how come there isn't a Children's Day? And the answer is, of course, every day is Children's Day. All right. So that's a show. If you'd like to play with us in the Utini Knights Guild on the Republic side of the Satil Shan server, or in our Guild on the Empire side, do a /c join Utini to join the Utini channel. Then let us know you're a fan of the show. You can email questions and comments about the show to utinicast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter using @utinicast. You can find contact details for all of us on our website, utinicast.com, which includes how to subscribe to us using iTunes, Stitcher, and the rest. We record the show live, semi-bi-weekly, on Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Go to utinicast.com/live to find out how to join in. Our theme song is Doomsday by Jean-Paul Zogby. And thank you to the chat room, and thank you to Blay.
Thank you, guys. Always a pleasure.
Awesome. And we'll see you next week.
Alright, guys, keep recording. Everyone, thank you for watching. I see Arwen has been managed to be safely restrained from joining me. They just got back. So, yes. Anyway, we will be back in 2 weeks' time. I don't know who our guest will be. Got any suggestions? Let us know if you want to be on or something. It's been ages since we've had someone new, so got something to say? Get in touch. Actually, Ducky, didn't you want to be on for something? Oh my god, I've completely lost track. Getting old, mate. Getting old. Alright, anyway. Have a great couple of weeks, guys, and geez, The Last Jedi will be pretty much coming out.
Yeah, it'll be the next show will be right before the Last Jedi. So
yeah, we can.
And I will be off work. Yes, I'm a week and a day away from
of course,
my last day of work.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you missed out, Chill is. Well, how would you describe it? Going.
Well, I'm stopping work so that I can work for myself. I'm gonna be doing podcasting, and then I'm gonna also stream. So I'm very excited about that. It's not gonna start like right after I stop work. I'm gonna have a week to sort of prepare, and then I'm doing a little mini vacation with my son, and then it'll be stream time. So very excited. And Sword Tour, of course, will be part of that.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Good luck with that, Chill.
Thanks.
Anyway, alright, we will see you next time. May the Force be with you and or serve you well. See you guys. Take us out, Chill.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah. Pimp yourself, Chill.